Okay, so for question one, something that I found interesting was the way that Elliot's family members that have all served before him didn't really talk a whole lot about their military service in regards to like details and just kind of like what happened exactly when they were fighting for their country. No matter what conflict they really fought in, they all kind of kept it to themselves, which I thought was interesting. Number two, um, as far as values go, they kind of like talked a lot about, or I found they were talking a lot about like the value of war, um, and it's not like the way it is actually portrayed a lot that you guys see in Hollywood. Like it's like a glory thing or this awesome thing, but it's actually pretty horrifying. Some pretty bad stuff can happen to it that some that often gets overlooked just because of the way Hollywood portrays how war really is. So for number three, I decided to talk about uh, in scene 10, how it was kind of like discussing the details of Elliot's injury and kind of what happened to his leg. I kind of like looked up what the concertina wire was. When I read it, I didn't know what it was, and I kind of looked it up to like to help better understand what was going on. So it turns out that's just like barbed wire or like the kind of like wire you see on top of fencing, like above prisons and things like that. Uh, Number four, as far as diversity goes, I think like Elliot and his family's ethnic background kind of like not necessarily conflicts with, but maybe isn't like the stereotype for like what you think of when you like think American soldier or like a military service member. You just think they're like this like Caucasian guy that's like jacking stuff, and thinking about this young Hispanic kid kind of conflicts with that, but it kind of like does convey what like the actual military represents. It's not just all these super muscular Caucasian guys. There's a huge mix of races. Any race you can imagine, they're there. Um, so that kind of like helps with diversity in the military. Number five, as far as like what a fugue is like stories that are like told kind of like through several people to create like one continuous flow of dialogue to kind of like tell a story. I think that was really unique. Especially the way it was utilized in this play. Like I personally never seen that before, and when I kind of looked into it, it was just a really cool way to uh, have a story told from all these different like people coming together to have like one continuous flow of dialogue. That was really cool. And a couple questions I have for the end. Uh, After hearing like some bad experiences that his family had, why um, why did Elliot decide to go to war? Um, if he knew like just how bad it could be, what kind of persuaded him or what convinced him that he needed to join up and he needed to fight the fight in Iraq. And yeah, another question is, was like the time period hopping an effective way to tell a story, or should it have just been a lot more clear when the time periods they were talking about were? So that's all I have. Thanks.